Okay, we're in round two. Playing first, and yeah, we're gonna keep this. I think because we're land heavy, I'm gonna open with the polluted delta for an island too. That thins us a little bit. We really don't need any more lands. So start her off like that. That's a good draw. Probably rather do the grizzly than a pet, but I guess it depends on if he's got a 2-drop. If he's got a 2-drop, I guess I'd rather do the pet. Yeah. So I'm willing to take 2 from the Skull Hunter. Um, Playing Formless Nurturing next turn, so it seems okay. Could have a Horde Chief here, I guess. Falconer, alright. That's just as good. Soothsayer's not a bad draw. Let's drop a Nurturing and pass. Alright, didn't need that, so that's okay. Next turn I've got Soothsayer, which is pretty good. Got to deal with that Falconer, so might be tough. Monastery Mentor, jeez. It's a pretty good mythic to have. So looking for removal. Throttle will work. Losing some good cards here, though. Ghostfire Blade would be nice, especially on our pet. Yeah, that's an argument. That is an argument. Throttle is going to let me kill Falconer, I guess. I could kill the Mentor too, but I feel like Falconer is actually a bigger threat. But Ghostfire Blade's going to let me swing with my Sidisi's pet and start lifelinking. This is actually a really difficult choice. I don't know if I need to get removal here or something that lets me gain life. I feel like gaining life is going to be more important in this match, but Falconer is going to be difficult to deal with. I'm going to go with the Blade. Like I said, I really don't know if that's right. That's a very tough choice. The reason I eventually went for the Blade is because I just like it more with the pet. And having another Manifest guy to equip it to, and all future creatures, even my Soothsayer is a 4/7, is pretty good. Okay, so now we can go land, Blade, equip Morph. Swing for 7. Taking it. So I could flip the Morph for life gain, but I think I'm just going to get in for 7 and drop a Mastodon. And then pass. So I could have gotten a 6-point life swing there, but then I wouldn't have been able to play the Mastodon. Okay. It's pretty good. Get some prowess effect out of it. Gets a blocker. Defiant Strike with Mentor is pretty ideal. All right. Hopefully the pet play works the way I want it to. Yeah, this should be good. So we'll play land. We'll swing with, I think we'll just swing team. I don't think he's got great blocks here. So then we get to unmorph plus emissary grizzly. All right. Got a pretty nice board state, and I'm still pretty satisfied with the Ghostfire Blade decision. It's allowed us to be pretty aggressive, and we got a nice damage swing there. Cracking his banner is a pretty good sign. That's a good sign. Raksha has a secret for no value except prowess. That's beautiful. I'm really glad that we got rid of our entire hand there. He lost a Ponyback Brigade and a Bitter Revelation. All right. So now he's just on pure defense mode, which is also quite good for us. If I swing team, he goes Falconer block there. Maybe Eden Emissary. Doesn't seem likely. I still think we swing for the fences here. Like, he can eat our manifest, but he's got to deal with the rest. And we have a Grizzly follow-up, which is pretty good. Could actually have equipped the blade. I see. I could have equipped the blade to the manifest, I guess. That might have been better. I don't mind the 6-point life swing here, though. He doesn't really have great blocks otherwise. Like, he's losing his mentor. He's still taking 3. We get a Grizzly follow-up. We got rid of his mythic. He can't really make chump blockers anymore. I still think equipping the blade to the other manifest was correct, though. As much as the 6-point life swing is good, at this point, we've got him on the defensive. So because of that, I should have just either not attacked with the, well, I don't know. I guess not attack with the 3/3 is not exactly right either, but now we can just swing again, I guess. All right. Got game 1 anyway, thankfully. Opponent's got a good deck, though. Monastery Mentor is no joke. Raksha's a secret, something I got to be conscious of. Skull Hunter as well, so I'm going to have to pay close attention to sandbagging lands for discard purposes. Falconer is a beast. It's a great card. I don't really have much of a sideboard. Like, Secret, Swiftwing are options, but they don't... I guess Swiftwing's good against the Skull Hunter. Do I think my opponent seemed fairly aggressive, actually, early on. I think I'm actually gonna go Swift Wing, probably over the Revelation on the draw. I kind of like this idea on the draw. It gives me better early defense against explosive starts. I still think Roar of Challenge could be good for us too, even on the draw, because we could find a stalemated board state potentially. All right, let's try this again. I do feel like Bitter Revelation's quite worse on the draw, though. This hand's interesting. I'm going to keep it. We do need lands, but we have a Grizzly at least that makes it quite a bit better, especially alongside the Roar of Challenge. But yeah, Swamp there is a great draw. So now we get to go Grizzly, potentially into Formless Nurturing, depending on if we draw more lands, which we did. So we get to go Grizzly, Formless Nurturing, Roar of Challenge perhaps. All right, Student is not as intimidating as, say, Monastery Mentor. All right, we actually have a good turn progression now. We get to go Grizzly, Formless Nurturing, Swarm, or Throttle. If he swings with Student, I won't block. Although if he doesn't play anything, then I'm kind of fearful of Dragon Scale Boon, which would be quite good. So he's got Dousing Gloom, maybe? Monastery Mentor, all right. Well, I can eat the Mentor. But, well, I guess I am going to eat Mentor then. You could have Defiant Strike. I think I'm just going to swing for 4 real quick here. I want to see if he's got Defiant Strike. Just taking it. All right. So the question is, do I want to Douse and Gloom his Mentor, or do I want to just play that Formless Nurturing? If I Douse and Gloom Mentor and he plays Defiant Strike, this becomes 3/3, which means it's protected. It also means he gets a 1/1 prowess. I think I'm going to go Formless Nurturing. I don't know if this is right, but I feel like him having Defiant Strike is just too good there. I'd rather just continue to build my board and continue to attack in. I kind of want him to be tapped out before I go for the Mentor kill. If I would have probably gone for it had I known that my opponent didn't have Defiant Strike, but the fact that I know that he has Defiant Strike in his deck makes me much more self-conscious about that sort of play. All right. Bitter Revelation is certainly good. I see. I think he does have Defiant Strike. So I think I'm actually going to take this. Almost positive he has Defiant Strike. So that kind of tells me I almost want like Swarm of Bloodflies here. I think I just swing with maybe actually this is okay. I could have pre-combated Swarm, but if he blocks Defiant Strike, now I can, or he just takes it. It's interesting. Let's Swarm here then. Could also just Throttle, get rid of the Mentor now. That's pretty good. That way, if he gets the extra prowess guy, I'm gonna throttle it. That way, he can't protect it with Defiant Strike. Like, yes, I could have Douse and Gloomed it, but his attack there just seems so indicative of a Defiant Strike. Like, why would you swing your Mentor into a 3-3 or your 2-4 into a 3-3 unless you had a Defiant Strike? It really doesn't make sense to me. All right, Sage Eye Harrier, pretty reasonable blocker. Now he's just on the defensive, which is actually pretty good. That's interesting too. I think we're gonna go. That's actually really interesting. He can double block and I can only kill the Harrier if I play Raider Spoils. I could Roar of Challenge, but then... No, Roar of Challenge is actually pretty good. I eat his student in Monk. I mean, it's not like insane, but it's like pretty good. Leaves him with a Harrier only. Or I can play Swarm and pass and set up for a better Roar of Challenge, because then I'm going to eat things. Plus, yeah. I think we just go Swarm pass. And I set up for potentially Roar of Challenge next turn. Or if I draw a land, Raider Spoils plus Roar of Challenge, which is going to be significantly better. I mean, granted, he was tapped out there, so I could have eaten his 2 prowess guys. But we'll see. All right, Falconer is quite good. He has mana up, and it's like removal mana, so I'm a little more timid now about playing Roar of Challenge. Let's play Raider Spoils. I think I'm just going to swing with the Grizzly. Could have swung with the Manifest too, I guess. All right, maybe he plays a pump spell, and I can just Douse and Gloom. I still get my Swarm Pump. Murderous Cut on my Swarm. All right, let's just Douse and Gloom in response. He did have removal, so I'm glad I didn't Roar of Challenge. We're going to keep our Grizzly. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out quite as well as I would have liked since we lose our Swarm, and I basically just had to use a spell on a token, which sucks, but Murderous Cut's a good card. What can I say? All right, just cracking it. Could make us discard Roar of Challenge here with a Skull Hunter after attacks. I could see that. Kind of makes sense. No attacks. All right. Well, Warden's a good draw. Yeah. Warden is a good draw. Not ready to use Roar of Challenge yet, so let's get the Warden down. Let's just pump him now on our turn so he doesn't get a chance to respond with untapped mana. Wish I had another black I could just give it lifelink and trample right away. And next turn, make it redonkulously big. So if I swing with Grizzly now, he can double block, and he basically trades a Harrier for a 5/2. But I might have to just be okay with that. Maybe I just swing with both. What are his blocks here? That's good. I think we go for it anyway. Could have Defiant Strike or something, but I think he double blocks Grizzly probably. Okay. Well, I'm actually okay with that. Sky Captain. All right. One card left in hand. Grizzly's a good draw. Let's play Grizzly and pass, and then I'm going to give this trample and lifelink. If I attacked there, he would have blocked with Sky Captain and Harrier on my manifest or the Warden. He would have been able to kill it, which I don't like. It's a fascinating play. So we got a good follow-up here. So he gets a Roar challenge. All right. That's a pretty big bummer, but I was trying to set up. Unfortunately, I just could not find a good window of opportunity for Roar challenge. I mean, yes, granted, it makes my stuff indestructible, but when you've got a 5-power blocker and a guy that pumps when it dies, it's like, it's not really that good. I mean, we got trample and lifelink now, though, so we're okay. Unless his last card is like throttle or something. Guess it could be. I mean, at this point, we got to swing for the fences. Let's swing. Frontier Mastodon's a pretty good one to get to. Do wish I could put 5 counters on it. I don't want to swing with everything, but I'm going to. Because, I mean, his student has prowess, but he can't really double block either, I guess, which is one nice thing. All right. And we got Raider Spoils trigger, which is pretty insane. So he should have blocked differently. So we didn't even have our blue source yet, so that's good. And we get to follow up with a Mastodon, which is pretty good. So now we can put 5 counters on him next turn too, which is pretty insane. He's going to be 9/8 trample lifelink. He's got 1 card in hand. Hopefully it's not a kill shot, but could very easily be. All right, very good. Got to do the full value of Warden. Dune Blast in hand. Oh my god. Wait a second. Why didn't he play Dune Blast? He must have just drawn that at the end, right? Did he draw an extra? God, this window's so awkward. Wait a second. Okay. What was that? There's no chat log? So why did he have Dune Blast and not play it? He must have been short, right? He had his green mana. He had white. He had black. Green, white, black, and 4. I'm thinking he didn't have. I think he drew that at the end. That was probably his next card or something. So I'm glad that we could see everything that Warden of the First Tree can do, because turns out a 9/8 lifelink trample that when it deals damage you draw a card is pretty good. Is actually pretty good. All right, we'll see you in the finals.